Hello everyone, it's Don Baine, the Gadget Professor, coming to you live and in color from our Scottsdale, Arizona home studio. Tonight we have a really cool gadget that I actually like very much. It's the Loftek, L-O-F-T-E-K, Floodlight. Stay tuned.
He's got the toys. He's got showmanship. And he's got sex appeal. Ladies and gentlemen, from the great Southwest, here's the guru of gadgets, the dapper and dashing Don Baine, the Gadget Professor. Gadget Professor.
Hello everyone, my name is Don Baine, and of course I am the Gadget Professor. We are bringing you show number 215. I think you'll enjoy tonight's episode. I have a very handy gadget that I actually had to use this week, and it really helped me out. So if you're new to the Gadget Professor, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can get to our homepage real easy by just going to thegadgetprofessor.com, and when you get on the homepage, you'll see the show notes there. That's actually on the right-hand side, about halfway down. You'll see it's called the newsletter. If you click on the newsletter and put your email address in every Thursday evening, as soon as a new episode is ready, you will get the show notes delivered free of charge to your email box. And what that is essentially everything that we talk about on tonight's show will be hot linked, and all the subjects and topics will be there for your use. We don't use your email address for anything other than telling you that the Gadget Professor show, a new episode, is ready. You also can follow us on Facebook, and that's pretty simple to do. Facebook.com/Gadget Professor. If you take a look at that page, I frequently post different pictures, photographs, interesting articles that come up from time to time. We'd love you to like us on the Facebook page. That's always fun. And of course, you can email me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. That would be thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. I do answer all my email. I welcome your comments or suggestions. And if you have a new product, even an old product that's out there and you'd like me to review it at any point in time, you can just drop me an email anytime at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. Also, you can follow us on Twitter, and that would be at Gadget Professor, at Gadget Professor. We tweet probably 100, 200 times a day, and really what we tweet about is gadgets. Anything that's new on the market, as soon as it comes out, we're tweeting about it. And also, if you go to our Rebel Mouse page, which is right here. No, that's not it. Let's get a Rebel Mouse. There we go. Our Rebel Mouse page is really cool. What that does is it takes all the tweets that we have done during the day and dynamically updates them on this web page. And it's rebelmouse/the Gadget Professor. And if you actually get our show notes, you can subscribe to this newsletter totally free. And you'll see all kinds of crazy gadgets that are available literally by the hour, and if you like something, you can click on it and it will tell you all about it. So that's a lot of fun too. So we'd love you to check us out on Rebel Mouse. Well, let's get right into it today. Of course, we always cover a little hacking news. I could probably do a whole show just on hacking, but I'm not. This one's very serious to me, and you know, as these hacks become more and more apparent, like it's a daily and hourly occurrence now, it kind of scares you. At least it scares me. I mean, here's a report: United Airlines was hacked by the same group behind the OPM breach, and this just came out. United Airlines detected a breach in its computer systems in May or early June, potentially putting the movements of millions of Americans in the hands of a China-backed hacker group. Bloomberg reports. That's not good. This same group suspected of hacking into the Office of Personnel Management in June and compromising the privacy of 21.5 million people. The OPM breach led to the resignation of the director Kathleen Truletta. It's a very scary situation. I'm not going to take the time to read the whole article, but this hacking is a real serious thing, and if companies don't take a lot of time and money, devote a lot of money to getting this under control, I'm afraid it's going to come back to bite us big time. So I hate reporting this hacking news, but I have to. I mean, it's something that you need to be aware of. Speaking of hacking, Gizmodo has a quiz that you could take. It's totally free, and essentially, has your data been hacked recently? Find out with this handy quiz. So you can take this quiz, and as I mentioned, it seems like we can't go a month without a revelation about some enormous security breach that's compromised your personal information. So the New York Times has developed this nifty quiz, and actually here it is here. You could take a look at it on the website, and this will quickly tell you whether you've been hacked or not, whether your personal information has been compromised, and it essentially runs through all the recent breaches that have happened from quite some time ago. And if you take this quiz, you will know if you've been hacked. I hope that you have not, but most people have. And the other thing that you need to know is that if you could identify the company that breached your information, that allowed it to be hacked, most all these companies will provide you with absolutely free security monitoring servers for a minimum of a year, and some do it 2, some do it 3. So you may want to take this quiz. It's pretty interesting. All right, enough about that. Let's move on to some free software. This is called SMUsoft, and it's called POP Peeper. It's an email notification program. Pop Peeper is an email notifier that runs in your Windows taskbar and alerts you to when you have new email on a number of accounts, so you can use it for more than one account. You can send email directly from the Pop Peeper with spell checking and use the address book to email your frequently used contacts. A powerful anti-junk system will clean up your inbox so you won't be distracted by new email only to discover that it's spam. Pop Peeper allows you to view messages using HTML, or you can choose a safety view that just uses plain text, which sometimes is advisable. Now, they have voice notification and a variety of other things, sound alerts that you may subscribe to. So they have a free version and they have upgradable versions. And quite frankly, I think the free version will do pretty much everything that you want to do. So check that out and see what you think. Now, everybody should know, and if you don't, you're going to know it now, that Windows 10 is available right now for free. That's right, Windows 10 for free. Here's the article on it. It tells you where to download it. They are saying that this is the best Windows platform ever. It's funny, they say that with every version. I myself, and in my office, in my studio, we are 95% still running Windows 7. I do have probably 3 machines, maybe 4 total, that are using Windows 8. I personally really don't like Windows 8. But being open-minded, I am going to try out Windows 10, especially since it's a free upgrade. So I'll report back to you and let you know what I think of it. I haven't looked at it yet, to be quite frank about it. So if you are interested in trying out Windows 10, it's a free download, and this page will tell you how to get there. Now, another thing, speaking of Microsoft, a lot of people don't know that there's a ton of Microsoft free software that's out there that really does a good job at what it does. So not only do you have Windows 10 for free, but this page, windows.microsoft.com, and I have the whole page here, /essentials. This actually gives you a variety of free software that you can use, and there's some cool things here. There's a Windows Media Player, there's a Movie Maker, there's a terrific photo gallery here that I actually started to use this week, and I really, really like it. It's a pro gallery, and it's included with Windows Essentials 2012. So you can check this out. It's totally free. What this photo gallery will do is it will allow you to import your photos and videos, edit your photos. You have a lot of a variety to choose from of different types of edits that you could perform. And also what I like about it a lot is you can share with your family and friends. Once your photos are just the way you want them, of course, after you've edited them, or even you don't have to edit them, you can share them in email or publish them on the web for just your friends or your family to enjoy. And they also have slideshow themes. So definitely check this page out. It's totally free, and there are some really high quality programs there. Now, here's another freebie for you, and I heard someone use this actually this week, and I had never heard of the service before, but it's actually pretty cool. It's called Honk. It's available on iTunes, and of course it's available on the Droid system also. It's totally free. And what this does is, if you are stranded and you need a battery charge or gas, or you need to be towed, this is a service that will, quote, take the place of AAA for some things, The good thing about this is you don't have to be a member. With the AAA, the AAA, you do have to be a member. With this, essentially it says you're stranded, we want to hear from you, we're here to help. Honk, H-O-N-K, is the on-demand automotive assistant app that is available for you. And essentially what you do is you put in, if you've been in an accident, if your car is undrivable, if you're out of gas, if you need tires, you're locked out, you're in a ditch, whatever the case may be, and they will actually send you a message back via this app, tell you how long it will take for them to get there, and also quote you a price to perform the service. So if you're not an AAA member, or a member of some other type of automobile club, this is a handy app to keep, and if you never break down in the period of a year, you'll save yourself from some money, and this may give you some peace of mind. If you're in a situation where you need them, at least you have the app and you could use them, as long as you are not in the middle of nowhere and don't have internet service, because if you don't, that app's not going to help you out too much, and they don't mention that, but I told you about it. Now, some of our fans out there I know are chess lovers. And if you're still playing on those digitized chess games, folks, it's time to change. Here's a free chess app, again, available on both the Droid system and your iOS. This actually is a 3D rendering, and it works fairly fast, of chess. And it's totally free. It will work on your iPad, your iPod. As I said, the Droid system also will, you can also use it on that, and it really works well. This is a great chess game. You can set your level of difficulty, the time for moves, and undo from the last piece, all back to the beginning, one move at a time. So it's great if you want to learn, or if you have kids that want to learn how to play chess. You can actually play on the beginner's level, the starting level, with this particular program, or you could set it up to advanced, or however good you think you are, and play against a computer. So let me know how you like this. I just put it on. I haven't used it yet, but I'll be traveling shortly, and I'll be on a plane for a while, and I might test out my chess abilities. I haven't done it in a while. And now, folks, it's time for the amazing gadget of the day. This is the minute you've been waiting for. Today we're going to review the Loftek FloodLight. And this is a very cool floodlight, and we're going to take a close-up look at this right now. And I've kept it inside the box because last week I did kind of a pseudo tongue-in-cheek unboxing, and I had a lot of people write that they really like unboxing. And unboxing is kind of neat because I think you get that visceral thrill, if you will, from watching someone else open something up for the first time and it's brand new, and to see what's in the box. Also, there's been a lot of research and studies that show that the packaging really adds to the overall customer satisfaction experience, which is why a lot of companies such as Apple comes to mind, spend so much time and money in their packaging. I know Blue Microphones is another example of companies that spend a lot of time and energy in packaging their materials. So this, unfortunately, is not one of those elegant companies that the packaging is glorious. It looks like they just opened the box and threw things in it. So let's take a look at the gadget. It's made by a company called Loftek, and it's a portable LED, that's light emitting diode floodlight, and the color is yellow, which doesn't really matter. The light itself will put out 10 watts, and it's quite bright. And what makes this unique is that it's battery operated. So let's take a look at it. Let's actually go in here and we'll do a little unboxing. So I'm going to pull this down here. Here's your box. It's opened. And let's go inside here. And aha, I see the light. I see the light. And first I'm going to pull out what appears to be a power supply. And I will, for the first time, take this little wire tab off, and I will uncoil the phenomenal power supply. Definitely well built. And there you go. We'll put that to the side here. And next I'm going to actually pull out the floodlight. And I'm sorry I dropped the instruction sheet, but here's what the light looks like. And I could tell you right now that it's quite well made. It's highly durable. It's probably steel. It's not going to break even if you drop it. If you smash the window, it will break. But the casing itself is quite rugged. There are black knobs on the bottom of this that this actually rests on, and the light is on a swivel here that has adjustable knobs, if you will, so you can tighten this down for whatever position it is that you want. So the way this works is nothing unusual other than it's battery operated. So you're going to basically turn it on and it's going to go on. The light itself is a bright white light, and it throws a tremendous amount of lumens, which I was actually shocked about. Now, here's the actual battery. We'll take a close look at that. That has some interesting applications. We'll take a look at that in a minute. And last but not least, and I was shocked to see this in the box, but it's actually pretty cool. This is a cigarette lighter charger, so that you can take this light with you, and that's where I actually had this located in the car. So you can plug this into the cigarette lighter and the other end to the battery and keep that charged at all times if you so desire. So the first thing we're going to do is to clip the battery, which is right here, onto the light itself. And before we do that, we'll take a look at the battery. The battery is unique to this light. It's not something that you're going to buy and just use a standard battery. It's definitely unique to the Loftek design. As a matter of fact, I think they have a patent on this battery, but one of the things you'll see instantly is there's two lock clips here that are on very heavy-duty snaps. And you're going to essentially clip these snaps, these hinges, onto the back of the light, and it will lock it in place. The other thing that I'm going to call your attention to, there's actually two things. One is this is where the power supply actually plugs into. You'll see this red cap here. It's rubber, and this is going to pull off. And then essentially what you're going to do is take either your car charger or your electric power pack right here and charge the battery. I always recommend charging any battery before you use any device, for a variety of reasons. We'll get into that some other time. It's actually an interesting story. So basically the power supply will fit in there. This is going to go into the cigarette lighter or into the wall, whichever one you're using, and you're going to charge this up. It takes about 2 to 3 hours, as I understand it, to charge this to a full charge. So now that this has been in the wall and charged fully, I can actually go ahead and demo it to you. The other thing that I'm going to call your attention to, and someone was thinking when they designed this, is on the side here you'll see another tab. And if you lift this tab up, voila, there is a USB port. And of course, that is used to charge your cell phone or your laptop or to run any device that plugs into a USB. So it has multiple uses. If you're not using this as a floodlight, you have the ability to charge your cell phone or whatever it may be directly from this battery. That's pretty clever. The specs on this are, it's a separable, they call it, battery case with 4,400 milliamps lithium battery. So this battery is definitely rechargeable. As a matter of fact, they say you can recharge this battery up to 500 times to full capacity. It can charge a smartphone via the USB plug, 5 volts, 1 amp. The rechargeable battery can be charged by a standard electrical power supply or, as I mentioned, your car battery supply. It's equal to 100 watts, a 100-watt halogen bulb. That's pretty bright, and I'll turn it on for you in a minute. And that in itself is enough for me to make the purchase on this, because if I'm in my car or out at night, two things. One, because it's 4,400 milliamps, it's going to stay on for a long time. Very important. And number two, also very important, it's battery operated, so I don't have to have electricity. So I like those two things. The high-end, ultra-compact, metal, fade-resistant, excellent case, can rotate 360 degrees on the stand holder. Best for outdoor travel, camping, exploration, or any other outdoor activity. So as you can see, the front panel has a very heavy-duty plastic. You're going to have to try to break through that. That protects the single LED bulb that's inside of this. And you wouldn't think that a single bulb would be able to supply much of a charge, but it actually can. So I'm going to click this battery on the back. You'll notice there's 2 pins here. I think you'll notice there's 2 pins here. And there are 2 copper plates here where the battery connects or actually touches those pins. It doesn't connect. It's held in place by these spring clips. So I'm going to put this on, and I have to unfortunately fold it down. And these pins you have to put down first. So I know you can't see this, but I can't hold it up and do it at the same time. So that's that one. And this thing is very, very tight fitting. So there's the first one, and now I'll pull the second one up, and that is definitely not going to go anywhere. I guarantee that. So it's now complete. It's now put together, and again, you can rotate it any which way you want. And this also swivels on the bottom here, so you can swivel it 360 degrees anywhere you want, up and down. So all that's good. It's fairly light. It will fit into your car with no problem. And now what we're going to do is turn this on. The on and off switch is in a weird place, but I think they do that for a reason. It's on the bottom of the battery. So right there, if you can see that, and I'll bend this up, right there is the on and off switch, and that's essentially all it does. So I'm going to turn this on away from the camera, and there you go. Again, I don't know what it's looking like based on where I'm sitting in the camera distance and everything like that, but I'll put it up behind me. But let me tell you, it's quite bright, and the light is a very pure white light. It's an excellent quality light. This is very well made, and it has a 2-year warranty, which I think is excellent. So if you are looking for a pretty much guaranteed backup lighting supply with the added value of having a USB charge on it, this is the way to go. It's a little pricey, but I think it's worth it. The specs, the instructions, if you will, there's not much to it. It's only 1 page. The working time is 3 to 4 hours. The charging time is 4 to 5 hours. So I stand corrected. The working time, this will stay on between 3 and 4 hours depending upon literally the temperature. If you're in Arizona and today was 108, this will probably be on the 3-hour side. If you're back where it's a little cooler back east, you'll probably get closer to the 4-hour side of things. And to fully charge it, it's 4.5 hours. There's no hazardous emissions, no UV or IR radiation. So it does a nice job. The battery itself will indicate that it's charging, and it does that via an LED light, which is actually on the side here. I don't know if you can see that. There's a small LED light here. So when it's in the charging mode, your LED is going to flash red and green. It will blink red and green, flicker. When it's fully charged, it will go solid green, and that way you know that you're fully charged. And also, if it drops 10% in capacity, the LED red light will flash slowly when it drops down to 10%. And when the battery drops down to 5%, that red light will flash quickly. So at least you know when you're running out of juice. Several people, actually I know 2 other people that own this, they said that this thing works so well that they've actually bought a second battery because they need lighting that will stay on for a long time. Also, they do charging. So if you're charging something on this battery and not using the light, of course you're still draining the power, so you need to keep that in mind. In terms of cost, I think it's quite pricey for what it is. They say it sells for $200 list, which I just cannot fathom, really. The normal price is $119. Prime, Amazon Prime has it for $65 with 1-day free shipping if you're a Prime member. So you save 68%. Being cheap like I am, the Gadget Professor saw this on sale on Daily Steals, I believe it was, and it was $30. So I did spring for the $30 because I do have a need for this light for a couple things. And you'll see this light again on one of the Gadget Professor shows because I'm going to be using it for a special effects technique in a later show that I'm planning, and I'll let you see what this thing does later on. But in terms of construction, it's top shelf. There's no question about it. If you could find this light on sale for $30-35, I think you'll be very, very pleased with it. The other thing that I thought was interesting is and it kind of indicates the quality of the light. You can buy that spare bulb, as I said, that spare battery, but the battery is $40. This actual battery is $40. That's a pretty hefty price, but as I said, they have a patent on it. And what's patentable about it is the clips on the end, the USB charging plug on the device, and I also believe that the switch is unique to this battery. So this is not an over-the-counter battery. It does have a specific function, and unfortunately, you pay for that. So I hope you enjoyed today's Gadget Professor show. I enjoyed bringing it to you, and I will see everybody next Thursday. So long now from the Gadget Professor.
The Gadget Professor is produced by Don Baine, Multimedia Communications, LLC. If you would like your product reviewed on The Gadget Professor or would like to appear on The Gadget Professor, contact us via email at thegadgetprofessor@gmail.com. The opinions expressed on the program by the host, guests, call-in listeners, or chatters are solely the opinions of the original source who expressed them. And thank you for watching The Gadget Professor.